Greetings. This is Empress Eubanks helping you with your poetry book. Here we go. So the whole time you need to have your directions. So I'm going to put those on here right now in case you left them here. Can you see those? There you go. I'm also going to show you the chart that breaks down the directions for my folks that like charts. Here you go. This tells you exactly the poem, first poem, what type of poem it is, and what that poem has to be about. Let me let you get that. And I'm pausing. All right, next step. Let's go back to me. Now let's go step by step on completing this wonderful poetry book that you're going to get 100% on, right? Yes, because poetry is fun. It's your experience. It's about how you experience life and how it relates to our novel that we read. That's all about the experience of African Americans in the 1930s in this country called the United States. All right, so let's go to the first one. The first poem, according to the directions, has to be a Korean Siho. I'm probably saying it incorrectly because I do not speak Korean language. And it has to be about a character's relationship or our relationship to a character growing up. So we have to reflect on our own life and the life of one of the characters. So you can choose any character you want. You can choose Stacy. You can choose Miss Crocker if you feel like she grew, which she didn't because she's a flat character. You can choose Cassie. You can choose Mama. Big Ma is flat as well, so you can't really choose her because she didn't really grow. Mr. Morrison is kind of flat, but if you think he had some growth in his life, prove it with your poem. You can choose Papa Logan. Any of those are acceptable. All right, so I'm recording. My students are in the room, so I apologize if you hear their voices at all, but I will try my best to maintain focus, and we as a class will as well. Okay, so here we go. Let us begin. So it's about Stacy growing up. Now, this particular poem title is a Korean Siho. So now I'm turning to the page. It says Poetic Elements. Okay. And on the back of that page, you find this. And this allows you to see the different types of poems. The Korean Siho consists of 3 lines with 14 to 16 syllables in a line, with a total of no more than 45 syllables in the poem. A Siho is written in 6 lines, each line containing only 6 to 8 syllables. 6 to 8. All right, so let's practice syllable counting. Let's do Miss Eubanks' name. Miss Eubanks. 3. Miss Eubanks. 3. Ayana. 3. Ayana. 3. Chanel. 2. Tristan. 2. All right. So that was just our practice on syllables because all of these, the first 2, focus on syllables. Okay, it's the focus is syllables. So here we go. Payne's Hug. Now remember, for each of the poems, not only do you have to have a certain type of poem, but you even have to actually have all your literary devices, which are alliteration, personification, metaphor, simile, and rhyme. So you have to have all of those inside your poem. So here we go. Stay, see, came, face, to, face. 6 syllables. Remember, only 6 to 8 syllables per line. Fear covered his body now. Sadly, Stacy saw pain. Pain took over his frame, stabbing his childhood innocence like a hurricane. He's now a Maine. Yes, it's slant rhyme. You can do it. It's your poem. All you have to do is express it when you perform it. Because remember, you're going to have a choice on what you perform on our performance day. Ooh. So let's get back to it. So then the next thing you have to do is you have to label it. So let me show you. So I named it Payne's Hug. Look at the syllables. Stacy came face to face. Remember, 6 to 8 syllables per line. I have 2 stanzas. I have my first footnote, number 1, which is hyperbole. My second one, number 2, which is alliteration, and that's just the repetition of the beginning consonants. Remember, you have consonants and vowels. These are consonants. The only vowels we have are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Then the next one, Pain took over his frame. That's my third one, and that is actually personification. and then stabbing his childhood. Direct comparison between the pain and stabbing of his childhood. You can look at that in several ways, but I'm putting it as a metaphor. You can also look at it as hyperbole. Number 5, like a hurricane, simile, he's now a man. You can make that your rhyme, or you can make one of the earlier rhymes your rhyme. So therefore, I would have all of them included. And notice how I do this with you. So this next one is for rhyme, right? So let's look. Fear covered his body now. Pain took over his frame. Pain and frame. These two right here are my rhyme. Now, since it's 2 of them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little fudging. Matter of fact, I'm just going to do a 5 right out here. And then just draw a little arrow. And then I'm going to go down here. Oops, apologies. I got to do a number 6 because that's my 6th one. All right. Number 6. And write a number 6 right there and write rhyme. And I'm done. Only has to be 6 lines. If you want to do more lines, you can. That is fine with me. It is not an offense. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Notice my page is blank. On the bottom, I wrote type 2, tanka. So let's look at the definition of tanka. Tanka, it says, this poem has 5 lines of 5 to 7, of 5 lines of 5, 7, 6, 7, and 7 syllables. Again, let's practice syllables. Snow falling gently. That's 5. So this first one has 5 syllables, just like we're supposed to have. Next one. Covering the ground and trees. That's 7. Let's look at the next one. Is peacefully painting. Yep, you got it. That's 6. And you keep going, and it will follow this exact rule. 5 total lines, 5, 7, 6, 7, and 7 syllables long. Now, if you did not finish your poem and you need to do 2 of these, and that's just extra credit. So if you don't finish your poem, for example, you just write more poem. So let's start this tanka. So the tanka has to be about the event in my life that relates to time being precious. So let's do that. When they came. So I'm making my title because I want to know what I'm going to talk about. When they came. The first line has to be 5 syllables. I was, that's 2 syllables. 3 syllables. 4 syllables. I was sitting in class. Like, and this one has to be 7. A fish. 1, 2, 3. Like a fish. Behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I. So then I put, I was sitting in class like a fish behind glass. I. The reason why I'm doing this is because this poem is supposed to be about how I realized that time was precious. And I wanted to relate more so to you, but the time I can relate to most, as far as close as I can get to your age group that you're in now, is when I lost my best friend in high school. So this poem is about when I lost my best friend in high school. So I am using the syllable count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oop. First of all, my first line is too long because I actually have more than 5 syllables. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 syllables in my first one. And it says I have to have 5. So I have to fix this one. I was sitting like a fish behind glass. I was sitting. I have to fix it. So as you can see, sometimes when you write it, you might mess up. Now, what could I do to fix it? So let's think. I was sitting there. I could change it to there. How could I change it here? Maybe what I'll do is I'll take this right here. I'm not going to redo the whole page, Remember how Miss Eubanks feels about those things called trees? That's what our paper's made out of. I was sitting at a desk, so now I'm drawing a desk. Right there in the poem. And I'm going to write the word there. See? Fixed it. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. If y'all need help, you can go to Miss Graves right now. Yes.
Oh, no, we got it.
Okay.
We're just picking up the side.
And let me continue. I apologize. I'm taping this, aren't I? And pause.